All right, guys, welcome to another Closerz Academy call. So we've got a fire call for you guys with this one. With got some crazy facts coming to you guys about the journey, about what it takes to get to this level, and we've got our quickest rising star that has done it and is going to do it faster than the person before him. So got Tanner Mendelsohn joining me for this call, which has been in the industry for about 8 to 9 months now and have just done something amazing. And if you guys are all just witnessing greatness and the journey that he's in now, just recently, as of a past few days ago, he is now a Lamborghini owner, getting a Urus at 21 years old, which is absolutely amazing to see. Drop some ones in this chat, get some emojis in there, and let's kick this call off. It's going to be a fire one for you guys. That's a promise.
Oh, it's going amazing. I appreciate the intro. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this is my ninth month now. And looking back when I first started, looking up to people like you, Nasser, Wiley, like the people that have been here succeeding at the highest level. And I dreamed of being in a position where I could do something like that. And I knew it was possible. I just didn't know things would happen as fast as they did. But when I really treated this like a business and went all in on it, like every single day, my life just continued to get better and better and better. And I'm just honored to be, in a position where I can buy a yours, which is just crazy.
Yes, sir. We're glad to be in business with you, man. That's for sure. Isn't it crazy, man? The journey in life, kind of like, just taking you back, like how where you were a year ago compared to now.
Oh, it's insane. I've been going out sales for a little bit. And honestly, initially when I started, I always thought it was me. I thought I was the problem. I just thought I was never really going to figure it out. And I was, going to be broke for a while. And it was going to take me a while to get to the position that I wanted to be at, like retire my mother, be able to live in a high rise, live the dream life that I always wanted. But then once I got plugged in here with the right people, with people like you that have done it at the highest level, but more so someone that actually truly cares about you and puts you, in a position where you can succeed, that's where your life changes. And it doesn't seem real. It doesn't, because life changes really, really fucking quick. But when you plug in and you go all in, shit can happen really fucking quick in this business.
And it's just crazy to see, man, like where you were at 9 months ago, where I was at 2.5 years ago. Like, guys, 2.5 years ago, I was negative $20,000. I just went through the roughest stage of my life in the restaurant industry. I went 9 months without income. I was not sure if I was going to be able to pay my mortgage like for the next 6 months had I continued at that rate. And I remember, like, I always say the story, like, I went to Olive Garden one night and I was like so stressed. I'm like this. I'm like, I put my head down. I'm like, God, if you're listening to me, give me a sign, please. Like, just give me one sign. And I get home that night and I look through my phone. I'm scrolling through Instagram and I click 3 times and I see 3 posts about Family First Life back to back to back. And I was like, dude, this is it. But that's just life. Like I wish people could make it through that stretch where stuff sucks for a long time. Like when you were with a different company and you didn't see the results, or when I was getting home every night at midnight, every night, not seeing my family, not making money, being stressed out. Like most people, they can't make it through that. And I wish people could see like the other side of the storm to see where it could take you. Because, dude, like this business is amazing. And like seeing you buy that Urus is like one of the most amazing things that I've experienced. Like just off of the resume, like forget all the money, all of that, like potentially having 5 millionaires within the agency this year is like huge. And like seeing that we have a business and a tool that's going to allow you to provide that results for everyone as a whole has been like a game changer. Like we were just talking about like some of your guys' stories, like the Brian Hayes and the Kyle's, like how big has that been for your growth? Because I truly believe that's what drives growth.
No, it's been amazing, and that's why I love this business. Is because I knew when I wanted to build a business and create a culture and a team, I never wanted to be like, hey, this guy makes a lot of money, but then no one else makes money. And
Yeah.
when I started to build and create people on my team that were succeeding at a higher level, dude, it changed everything. Bringing Brian into my business, literally changed my entire business, because he went from making $2,000 a month as a customer service guy, also at another company making no money, to then making 12 grand his first month and now consistently making like 25K a month. Like, dude, that's crazy. That's like life changing. And like now he's my brother for life, moving to Austin, like Kyle as well. Like seeing where he came before this and now seeing, dude, he's gonna scale way faster than me. And he's created a culture within my team where everyone's leveling up. Everyone's like, yo, what the hell is Kyle doing? What is Kyle doing? Like, dude, it's amazing to like make a ton of money, but it's so much more fulfilling to bring people on the journey that are doing at the highest level. And when everyone unites as one, dude, you create a force that's literally unstoppable. And that's what's happened. Like within my team, within your entire team, our entire agency, no one's gonna fucking even come close to us, or they're gonna be demolished and thrown into the fucking sand. That's it. So
Just
it's amazing being able to grow with people that have the same vision, have the same goals, and like at the end of the day, we can make a fuck ton of money together. It's the best thing ever.
And I just said this to like a group of the guys, like empowering others ignites your own success. Like if you're just in this for the money, you are going to get run the fuck over by guys like me and Tanner. You will get destroyed. If you're just showing up here to make a paycheck, you're going to get dismantled by guys like me, Tanner, the coaches, the Dantes. They are going to dismantle you if you are just showing up for the money. So like the second that you start putting others in front of you, I always say like I would rather lose $1 million before a new agent comes in here and loses a dollar. Like that's how committed I am to making sure everybody on the team does well. But that's a mindset that you have to get to the next level. Making $1 million or multiple $1 million a year is not about you. It's about teaching others how to make money and how to do well for themselves and provide results for others. That's how you get to that level. You want to make a lot of money, you're doing it for yourself, probably get to 200, 300K a year, but you're not going to see anything north of that. And that's the reality of it. So like how true would you see like the income equating to you coming from the people that are making the money on the team?
Yeah, no, I mean it's massive and it's everything like you just said. Like you will get run over if you're focused too much on the money. And like how do you get rich in this world? It's simple. You just get other people rich. That's it. Like if you want to make a lot of money, just make a lot of people rich. That's it. And like yeah, I'll be honest, like when I came here, like my goal was to like make as much money as possible. Like that was true. And I think that's like everyone's goal. But then when I started to learn that like it was more focused on actually getting other people what they want, because if you just get other people what they want, you're also going to get what you want like long term. That's also going to build like longevity within your business. I mean, I see too many people, they like initially are too focused on the money and they want everything to come like instantly. They want it to come right away. They bring in a couple guys in their business and they think they're going to start seeing a ton of overrides and tons of money are going to start coming in, but that's just not like how it works. That's not how it works like at all. You have to have a long-term vision and you have to be willing to sacrifice and go through like a lot of shit for like a long period of time. And we talk about a long period of time. Like, dude, I've been in the business for 9 months and I make 100 grand a month. So like if someone would have told me like I could do that in 9 months, like be like 9 months, like, are you kidding me? I thought that this was going to take like 10, 20, 30 years. But yeah, like my life has changed by building a team and creating winners, people that are literally like, we will all die for each other. We will. And I know that's a fact, but that comes from like, you have to hold yourself to a very high standard. Like I've had some deep conversations with a lot of people on my team, honestly, over the last month. Cause like
Mhm.
there's a lot of people on my team that are starting to build. And there's a couple people within my team where their first guys have come in and they haven't seen success. And they get frustrated because it's annoying. Like, of course, like if you start building and then the first few guys don't work out, like, yeah, that's annoying. It's frustrating because you think XYZ is going to happen, but then they fail out of the business. And the things that I have to tell them is like, first off, like this does take time. Like too many people, like you were mentioning before, is like they quit before things get good. And don't
Mhm.
let one bad person or a couple bad people that come into your business ruin your entire business. Also, like not every recruit is a good recruit. And I've noticed that myself because you need to find like-minded people. You need to find people that align with the same vision, the same goals. And most people don't. That's why this shit ain't easy. It's not easy to find people that have the same goals. But if you give up too early on it, you're never going to find them. So it's a long-term plan, always like looking at the long vision. And it's changed my business 100%.
Yeah, and applying pressure to yourself as a leader entirely, like building a team applies pressure to you. I remember when one of the first guys on our team, Al, came in, like, dude, I needed to make sure that it worked so I didn't let Al down. Like that was my driving factor. It wasn't about me anymore. It was I needed to make sure this worked so I didn't let Al and his family down.
Yep.
So you switch your mindset to that, like, dude, you've got a different creature of an animal brewing. And a lot of people, it's like, hey, man, it's like, I'm not getting ahead. The ball's not getting rolling with my team. It's like, dude, you're bringing into the wrong people into the business. This is not for everybody. If it was, then people like Tanner Mendelsohn wouldn't be making as much money as they are within their first freaking year into the industry. But it's for the people that are gonna come in here and work. It's for the people that are disciplined, the ones that are coachable, the ones that are not gonna make excuses. Like you always said that you blamed yourself early on when stuff was not working on. You
Yep.
know what the people that fail do? They don't blame themselves. Like anytime early on in the business, I wasn't getting the result that I wanted, I asked myself, what am I doing wrong? How come this guy across the office from me is writing 70, 80K a month, and I'm over here writing 10, 15, 20K a month? We're doing the same thing. What am I doing wrong? But people don't know how to have that conversation with themselves and they can't get ahead. But when your mindset closes to, hey, I'm the one that's guilty, or it's not me, it's everything is happening to me, or the victim card, like you can't get ahead. So like that accountable mindset is the biggest thing in this business, because we could both agree that this is not physically hard, but it is mentally hard, right?
No, I would agree 100%. Like it is, and I say that all the time. Like, it's not physically hard, it's mentally hard. What you just said is like really, really important. Like you have to be accountable to everything that you do. Like, dude, if you're not making money, dude, it's your fault. Like you suck. It's your fault. I'm sorry. Like maybe you need to get better on the phones, or maybe you're just brand new. If you're succeeding at a very high level, no, you didn't just get lucky. Like Ronnie didn't just get lucky to be in the position that he's in. Hell no. He worked his ass off and he took accountable actions for like everything he did. And when he messed up, he was accountable to it. So I feel like a lot of people do struggle with that. What did you do that helped you like, stay accountable to everything? Because that's something that's hard for people.
So I was just texting Zach Twardowski about this. So the Playbook just took Agency Hall of Fame, $10
Oh,
million in 5 months through the year. And I was like, let's go 3 second victory. So if you know me, I'm big on not celebrating early. A lot of people, they do something and they start celebrating. Like in my head, it's already set. Like 10 million, we already did it this year in 5 months. It's cool. Like I celebrated 3 seconds, on to the next one. Like there's a goal in mind, like in my head, unless it's 10 million a month, there's not shit to celebrate or even to start talking about. And that's how you have to operate, because a lot of people, they get hung up on oh, we just broke, like somebody, we were in Los Angeles the other day, and what somebody on the team was like, oh, when I break 300,000, I'm gonna buy this to celebrate. I was like, dude, if you celebrate 300,000, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. We don't do that on our team. It's like the goals are bigger than that, man. But a lot of people get hung up on those small goals that they can't see past it, man. So, like, the way that your mindset has to be, it's like on to the next. Because I remember asking somebody this question. It's like, dude, you get into this business, and if you see that the only prerequisite that you need is a work ethic, and when you notice that all it takes is to get to a multiple seven figure level, is to outwork everybody, because 90% of the people that you are competing with simply don't work, and it's easy to just freaking torch them. So like when you start thinking like that, is like you're thinking bigger, but when you have like those small goals in place, like you become complacent. And when you start thinking about it, it's like it's not about the money, it's not about this or that, because dude, when you start making 50K a month, and then you get to 100K, then 200K, and then after that, it's like it's not about money anymore. There's no end goal if it's about money. It's about just continuing to impact in general and continue to drive the business. So like having that type of mindset, it keeps you accountable, keeps you from getting complacent, because what I've seen most is most people in the industry is they get to that level where they're making like $50,000 a month passive, and then they just ground out. They stop working, they stop showing up, they become complacent, and their business flunks. Because there's a saying, if you're not growing, you're dying. And that's so true when it comes to the business. It's like what drives your business, Tanner? Is it the new guys that are coming in, or is it looking at the numbers every month?
Yeah, it's the new guys coming in and succeeding to the highest level. Like I want to be able to create people that can do what I did, like faster. And then as long as we're growing, everything's amazing. Because like you said, if you're not growing, you're dying. So like I love bringing in new people and seeing them succeed like faster than I did. And like that's what Kyle did. He broke what I did in his first month. He made 20 racks. I was like, what the hell? That's crazy. So like now I want to have someone break Kyle's record and then continue doing that. It's amazing seeing that. But like you said, like I talk about this all the time. Like complacency kills business because I mean, dude, my fourth month, like I made 40 grand profit. And like most people that do that, like they're gonna be like, oh my God, like let's go party, let's go take a month off. That's what most people are gonna do. But like how my mind works is like, well, okay, if I can do that in 4 months, like what's gonna happen 4 months down the line? Like I'm probably gonna double if I just keep going all in. And it's really important to like have the long-term vision, but also continue to bring in new blood that will fuel your business. Because every new person that comes into my business, that's the shit that fuels me every single day.
And that's huge, man, because like that's what drives the business is the new people that are coming in. It's not looking at the same people and saying, hey, they're doing well. It's like, hey, we got this guy that came in 4 months ago. Now he's number three in the company.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at the numbers that came out. Those of you that know, week three numbers just came out. Like over 30% of the top 100 and the largest IMO traces back to our agency. That's what freaking drives me. It's not the numbers, it's all of the people that are doing well. From All Star as a whole, there's over six people that are in the top 20. That means 30% of the most dangerous top 20 out there traces back to the agency. That's what should drive you is those results that are going to those people. Like, and seeing somebody that is number four in the entire company like within 4 months in, like dude, it's insane to see it just because of not what he's doing, it's how long he's been here and how quick we've been able to get him there. When you have that result, all it does is just continue to drive and bring in the next people. Why has been having results really important in attracting the next talent to come into your business?
It's really, really important. Like, because as I continue to grow, like then I'm continuing to be able to like reach new audiences of people that like maybe doubted me or maybe like didn't think that I was going to continue to grow. So like as I continue to grow on a monthly basis and like also have new people that are continuing to succeed, like it opens the door to so many people that are coming in. Like I have a big ass squad coming in right now. I also recruited another squad last week. And like when people continue to see like results and results and results, but also like new people continuing to succeed, like now it's like, okay, like this shit is obviously real. Like the longer that I wait to get into this, like the longer that I'm ever gonna get into the position. Cause like if you don't like the best time to start was yesterday, right? Like what are you gonna wait till like I'm at 2 million a month by the end of the year? It just doesn't make sense. So as long as you're continuing to grow and you continue to have new people within the business like every single month, and like you're reaching highest like new high levels, like it's massive because it's a very attractable business. And that's recruiting. Like you just need to attract people to what you do. And if you can do that, like you can scale a team honestly pretty simply.
And why would you say selling at a high level specifically was really important to igniting your success?
It's massive because when I decided that I knew I was going to build a business, which I knew from day one, I never wanted to create a culture where no one was making money. I wanted
Mhm.
to make sure that everyone was succeeding at the highest level. So in order for me to actually show someone how to sell, I'm gonna have to know how to do it as well. And also like initially, like, dude, you make so much money from selling. It's insane. And anyone that says different, it's like sell. You make $1,000 in a 30-minute call. Do three, four a day. It's a lot of money, right? But in order to actually teach someone and show someone how to do it at a high level, you're gonna have to know how to do it yourself. And I also viewed like building a team. For example, like when I started selling and building a team, like I was selling a lot initially. So any overrides that I was gonna see, like I was like, okay, cool. Like that's just cool. Like that's just like extra money that I get. But I'm gonna make my money selling until my overrides start to like stack up significantly, then I'll kind of think about them. But I'm just gonna make so much money selling. And if like this guy sells and this guy sells, that's cool. But I didn't look at it like that. I looked at the money I was making from selling. But to answer your question, like you're not going to be able to show someone how to sell if you don't do it. It's very, very simple. So if you can't sell like 50 grand a month, how the hell are you ever going to show someone how to do that? It doesn't make any sense. It's pretty much impossible. So I wanted to create a culture where everyone knew how to sell and it was very duplicatable. So selling is the backbone of the business. If you don't know how to do that, you're probably not going to be able to show people how to do it.
And it's crazy to see, man. Now, like a few years fast forward into the business, like our top 20 to get into it, you have to put up 40,000. Like most people's top five is like 30,000 and then drop to like 10,000 at number 20. Like for us, you have to clear 40,000 to get into the top 20. And that's been one of the biggest things is that, we hold ourselves to a high standard when it comes to selling.
Yep.
Behind each great team within the agency is a leader that sold at a high level. Like you've got Tanner that was busting 50K out in his first month. Dante, the same thing. You got Coach, Al, Mahmood, Wiley, all these guys that sold at high levels. Like I made a Hall of Fame run last year while scaling the team. Like you have to know how to sell at a high level to teach others how to do so. Like you can't just come into the business and say, I'm going to build a team and just start building and not know how to sell or sell at a high level. It doesn't work that way. If you only know how to write 20,000 a month, so is your team. So like a lot of people, they don't see the like actual blueprint that you have to follow to get to the position where you guys see like Tanner is at now and all the other guys that are doing really well on the team is they sold at a high level to begin with. Now, the biggest thing I think is when it comes down to selling at a high level is like shaping your mindset early on in the business. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
What does the mindset look like on those days when you're on the phone and you're just getting your teeth kicked in? Because it correlates into the days when you're dealing with problems hair building or you're dealing with this or this guy's have problem hair. Like it's all a mindset game. How important has that been throughout the business?
It's been really, really important. And like, I'll be the first one to say, like, it's tough. It's hard to have a really good mindset when you're not succeeding where you want to be, or if you get your ass whooped one day. Like, I remember I was on the phone with someone, it was what, 2 days ago, and he sells like 20, 15 grand every single week, but he went, 0 for 7 that day. And I told him a story. I remember it was like my 6th week in the business. And I was consistently selling like 13, 15 grand every single week. I went 0 for 11 on back-to-back days. Like
That
11.
was during the competition, right?
Yeah, like
Drop
it,
some ones in the chat if you want to hear this story. This story is pretty cool.
yeah, like I went 0 for 11 and I started freaking out because that was not something that I did.
We're in the semifinals, right?
You're in the semis, yeah. So Ronnie and I were in the whatever bracket it was, the December bracket or November, right? But we
Yeah,
were in the
November.
semifinals, obviously going head to head with someone, and I got my ass whooped Tuesday, Wednesday. I went 0 for 11. I started freaking out and I started questioning everything because that's what everyone does. What am I doing wrong? What happened? Can I not sell anymore? That's the first thing that you think of. But at the end of the day, like what's helped me the most is first off, you have to understand like we work in sales. Okay, that's what we do. We work in sales. Not everyone's going to say yes to you every single day. And also look back. Hey, am I a better person? Am I better on the phones? Am I making a lot more money? Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Okay. So I'm obviously in the position that I want to be at. So I can't question what I'm doing anymore. As long as I still worked my hours, as long as I still read everything on the script, I didn't change anything, then it's definitely not me. I just had one of those days where no one said yes to me because we work in sales and it's how it's going to be. So my mindset is like perfect. Actually, instead of thinking that today is actually a bad day, it was actually an amazing day because I marked off every single person on my lead sheet that was never ever going to say yes to me again. So they're all reds. That means tomorrow I have so many people waiting for me to call them. So many people that haven't picked up that want to buy because there's no way I don't hit my numbers in a week if I work my hours. So it's very hard to like track results on a daily basis. For me, I'm going to measure them all on a weekly basis. Because when you get in the mindset of like, hey, how much did I sell today? How much did I sell? Dude, you're not going to sell the same thing every day. That's how it works. Right. But if you measure stuff in a week, it's a lot easier to like track it and be positive about what you do. So if you don't hit your numbers your first 1, 2 days of the week, that means you're probably going to kill it. Now, as long as you work, don't forget the fact that you still need to work. But for me, mindset's massive. It's everything. I've probably talked to at least 10 people about mindset throughout this entire week. Because in my opinion, like it's mindset and confidence if you aren't succeeding, you're not selling, as long as you work and you're doing everything correctly. It is tough to learn, but always have the long-term vision in mind and like hold that down. For me, like I'm retiring my mom this year, so I can't be a bitch. I can't wake up late.
Oh,
I can't not work if that's what I want to do. So holy shit, I had a bad day. Suck it up. Go the next day and sell. Like that's my mindset. Nothing's gonna come in the way. It's tough though. It's hard. I'll admit it. It's tough.
that's the thing, man. Like you have to be mentally tough in this business and sales specifically, it's not physically hard, but it is mentally hard. And the way that I looked at it when I was on the phones, if you had a bad day on the phones today or this week, drop some ones in the chat. You guys need to hear this. This is what changed the game for me. Whenever I was having a bad day on the phones, I remember it was similar story early on into the business. I had a really bad week after having a really good 6 weeks. I started doubting myself. I started thinking that maybe I was a fluke. I wasn't as good as I actually thought I was, like, and maybe this wasn't for me. Like I was like just questioning myself the same way you did. And then I started telling myself it's a new day. I'm talking to new leads. It's a new result that I'm going to get. The only way I get the same result is if I bring in the same mindset to the business. And I would start telling myself that there's 7 days in a week, there's 4 weeks in a month, and 12 months in a year. If I had a bad few days, a bad week, a bad 2 weeks, it's not a reason to quit something. And my mindset started shifting like that. And every time I had a bad day, I would talk to myself in my head and I would say, whoever answers the phone tomorrow is going to pay for what happened today. They are going to pay for what happened to me today. Like that's a mindset that I would bring into the next day on the calls. And it's just like that competitive drive, man. If you can forget the leaderboards, like there's gonna get to a point where you get so freaking good, there's nobody to compete with anymore. You're competing with yourself. Like that's how strong your mindset has to be, that there's nobody to compete with because you're competing with yourself. That's how you should look at everything. So like when you develop that mindset, it's like I keep that same mindset, man, because like I always say the prayer that the day that I become complacent, I pray to God that He wipes me off the face of the earth. And that's the mindset that I bring into every day. It's I'm competitive. I'm competing with myself. I keep my mindset sharp. I believe in myself. Most people they can't get to 7 figures like you because they don't believe that they can. It's all in the head, dude. Like when I was making a low 6 figure income 2.5 years ago, getting beat the hell up at work every single day with life and just being drained and being miserable, I didn't think I could get here because I didn't believe it. But I needed to get around the right people so I could see it and believe it and get that belief level in myself to get there. But that's a mindset that you need to develop to get to the next level. If you're having a bad day, you need to feed your energy to your brain. You need to keep yourself positive, keep yourself around the right people. Because if you don't, it's like when somebody's drowning, the second that you give them your hand, they will take you down with them. So anything that's not positive energy in my life, dude, I don't allow it anywhere near me. It's like there's a perimeter around me. The second that walk in anywhere, I scan the entire room and decide how long I want to be in there.
That is
Why has guarding that personal space for you been huge for you and giving you the same results?
it's massive, insanely important. Like when I started, I was living in San Diego with four of my boys in college, and they're drinking every
You
night.
moved across the country. For those of you that don't know, Tanner moved across the country from California to Texas.
Yeah. And like, dude, they were my roommates. They were my boys. Like I love those boys still, of course. They're drinking all the time, smoking weed and everything, which is fine. Like that's what they were doing. They're in college, right? But for me, that's not what I was on. I was trying to make money. I was trying to get around the right people. And the first 2 months of the business, I trapped myself in my room for 12 to 14 hours every single day. Like I remember I talk to those boys sometimes and they're like, yeah, dude, like that's crazy what you're doing. We literally never saw you. And if we saw you, you were probably out there for maybe a minute because I was so focused on my goals. And the people that you surround yourself with on a daily basis, like they feed into you, whatever they're doing. It doesn't matter if they're speaking positively, you're probably going to be in a positive mood. If they're talking about a bunch of bullshit that's not focused on the business, like that's going to take your mind off of it. Protecting like the people that you surround yourself with is so important. So I decided to get the hell out of San Diego and move to Austin. And bang, my income doubled in a month instantly just by being around people that breathed and sleeped this shit. It's so important. And like still to this day, like, yeah, like Ronnie tells me all the time, like, hey, when you go out to dinner, like think about it. Should these guys even be at dinner with you right now? And now I think about that shit because it's important. Like I have something on my wall. It says that my time needs to be earned by people and to respect my time because it's important because I value my time to another level. And if you don't, you're not going to win. And you might, it's just going to take you a little bit longer. So respecting your corners, respecting the people that you surround yourself with. I mean, if I didn't do that, hell no, I would never be in the position that I am today. If anyone comes to me with some bullshit middle of the day, evening, whenever, like, dude, they're gone. And like, I will either remove them from the Zoom, I will kick them out, I will yell, scream at them, anything. But like, that's the standard that I hold myself to. And if I didn't hold myself to that standard, like, I would not be in the position that I would be at all. It's super important.
And you see, man, the busier that you get, the more tied up your time gets. Like my phone is on do not disturb after I get home at 7 p.m. and only the people in my contacts and my favorites will their phone call go through. And put it this way, if I talk to you on the phone longer than 90 seconds, you're somebody that I respect. Like you have to become jealous of your time. That's how you have to start thinking because when you do in sales, time is money. The wrong people that take your time, it's like a transaction. You're losing your time, you're losing something that you can't get back. That's worth more than money in sales. So, like, that's the mindset that I started developing. And then, just like you said, man, being around the right people. Like, why do I wake up freaking roaring like a lion every single day? It's because I know who's behind me. Like I know who's in my circle. I know Tanner's behind me. I know Drew Smith is behind me. I know Dante's behind me. Dude, if I slip up or if I stumble, these guys are catching me. That's the type of energy that you need to have in your group. Like if I'm running too fast and I think that I've lost control, Sean Mike and Zach Twardowski are right in front of me waiting to pick me up. Like that's why I wake up so confident. It's because of the people that I surround myself with and continue to surround myself with every day. If you don't wake up feeling like that, that means you need to change your circle. So I know we're getting ready to open it up for some Q&A. Tan man, if you could leave us one thing from the heart, what would it be if you could leave us with one thing?
So I've been thinking about this a lot, and some people maybe have heard me say this once or twice, but you need to treat this business literally like a business. And what I mean by that, because you hear it all the time, but the way I explain it might be a little bit different, is like, why don't we all just work so much and compress all the time in half? So instead of waiting like a year, 2, 3, 10 years to get to where we want to be, let's just every single one of us, all 225 of us, because we all can do it and no one's fucking special. Why don't we all just work so much, 12, 14, 15 hours every single day to get to our goals so much quicker? Because that's all that I've done. And I'm going to continue doing it because instead of like working 8 hours a day, working 6 hours a day, not working on Saturday because we want to do this, we want to go to the beach. Why don't we just work so much? And then in 2, 3, 4 years, all of us can be on our yachts. All of us can drive whatever the hell car we want. All of us can retire all of our parents, and we can literally live the life that we dream of. But on the days that suck, on the days that are hard, where you had a tough day and you have to wake up, you have to do that. Wake up the next day. Because I know if I wake up the next day and I'm tired or something, I know Ronnie Salem's working. I know for a fact he's working. So I'm always going to wake up and fucking work every single day. And I know if I do that, my entire fucking team is going to do that as well. So on the days that suck, when they're hard, that's when you need to double down. A lot of people are going through a lot of shit right now. A lot of people are building, people are leaving, they're not hitting their numbers. Yeah, it sucks. Of course it sucks. Double the fuck down right now. I guarantee you, if you double down on everything right now, in 3 months, that's where it pays off. Every single time for me, it's always been in 3 months. So the work that you're doing right now, it might not pay you tomorrow, but I guarantee you it'll pay you in 3 weeks. So all of us, let's just work every single second of the day and we can do whatever the hell we want in a few months or in a few years. My bad. Let's go. I'm fired up.
That's freaking huge, man. And what I'd leave you guys with is kind of like bouncing off Tanner's, doubling down when stuff hurts. So like last week, I went through a sickness like that I haven't seen probably in 3 years. I had the flu and strep throat at the same time for like 3 days. On Friday, and I could barely stand on my feet, and I worked till 8:30 that day. And while I'm sitting there working on my laptop, barely seeing what's in front of me, all I kept telling myself is, this is how champions are made. This is how champions are made. And I kept repeating that to myself because I have a freaking IV in my arm trying to feel better, get work done while I feel like absolute crap. And I just kept telling myself, this is how champions are made. And when stuff hurts is when it means the stuff is about to get better. Most people, they can't make it through those days where they're hurting, they're bleeding, they're in pain, they can barely see in front of them. But the people that make it past those days are the ones that see the beauty of life, the ones that see the beauty of changing others lives, changing their life, changing their family's life, and seeing the freedom of what this country has to provide to others. It's those days that hurt that make champions, and that's when the champions are born, on those days when it hurts the most. So let's go ahead and open it up to some Q&A, and fire away. Whoever has a question, just go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yo, Tanner,
What's going on,
what
bro?
was like the toughest obstacle you had to overcome when you were building, where like you felt like you were here and you couldn't get past the boundary? Like, what was that toughest part?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. So I would say the toughest part for me was probably managing my time and managing it to like a very, very high level to where like I'm selling because I still had to sell and I still wanted to focus on building as well. But how was I going to do both of those like at a high level together, which I knew that like I had to do in order to get to the level that I wanted to be at. And it's tough to manage your time, but you just have to respect your time at a very high level, like throughout the day for 8 hours a day, bare minimum. Like I'm selling. That's what I do. I sell. So no one's coming to me with like any BS questions. I'm not taking any recruiting calls. I'm not doing any of that like throughout the day. I'm selling. And then at night I'm recruiting and training. And then in the morning I'm recruiting and training as well. But at first what I did was like I tried to do everything all at once. I was taking, calls middle of the day. I was helping people with applications middle of the day, but I needed to like manage my time properly. And once I really structured that, but also like set the standard to where like that's what I do and no one's coming to me with any BS throughout the day, that's when everything changed. So like really managing my time. And then also like I think it's important for like your people to like know that you actually care about them. Like that's where I see a lot of people struggle. Is like people on their team, they don't feel like that they actually care. Like I care for every single person on my team, like more than they might even know. Like that's why like every single call that I ever, if anyone that's on my team can vouch, like anytime I had a call from literally anyone, doesn't matter what the hell I'm doing. I always answer it or I text back because like I truly care about them and I truly want them to succeed. And when they know that, they'll die for me.
Yeah, fire call, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, I got a question for you, Tanner.
Oh, it's good, bro.
Yeah, whenever you made that move from San Diego all the way to Austin, how did that look like for you, bro?
Bro, it changed my entire fucking life. It wasn't just a decision, bro. It literally changed my entire life. And it was tough, bro. Like my second month, I made 20 grand. So like I was very comfortable, bro. Like I was living with my boys. I was a couple hours from my mom back home. Like I was very comfortable. Like I was chilling, dude. I was in the place that I wanted to be. I want to live in San Diego, bro. I would rather like be in San Diego than Austin, for sure, dude. It's a nicer place. But at the end of the day, like I knew that nothing was going to get in the way of my goals. So if I had to move across the country, if I had to move to Philly, Minnesota, which I'll never go to, but if I had to go anywhere, like, dude, I'll go. Um, but it was stressful. I was nervous, like for sure. I was nervous, but I knew that like just getting around the people that ran the same business as me, that was gonna level me up. So I mean, I was comfortable where I was at, but comfort will kill everything. So, dude, if you're thinking about moving somewhere, I'd recommend coming to Austin because we have a lot of dogs down here and we all make a lot of money. But yeah, dude, get out of your hometown, get away from all your friends, cut every single person off, only focus on you and your business, literally nothing else, and you're good.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, of
Yo,
course.
Tanner, I got a question. What made you take that leap of faith to move from San Diego to Austin?
Ronnie Salem told me to move. Anything he ever tells me, I'll do it instantly without even questioning it. So he told me to move to Austin. Bang. Okay, move to Austin. For sure, I was like, oh shit, like I don't really want to move. But he's like, no, trust me, dude. I trust you. Perfect. Tell me, whatever. Also, like you see all those videos online everywhere, like move out of your hometown, leave your friend. Like I see all that shit, and I think that was real. Like it's something I wanted to do. I was still in college, obviously, but I decided to just drop out and move. But I just listened to, dude, all I've ever done this whole business, I listen to people that make money. Ronnie tells me to move to Austin, bang. If he told me to move to Philly right now, I'm on a flight right now, done, out. So he told me to move there, and I moved. I also need to get out of my circle, bro. I was living with kids that drink, smoke all the time, like banging on my door. I'm like dialing, like, hey, come drink twisted teas with us. Like, bro, no, I'm not drinking twisted teas with you. What the fuck?
Appreciate it.
Yo, I got a question, Tim, man.
What's good, brother?
So right now, personally, my team production is the top 30% are doing 70 to 80% of my team's volumes. Like, do I, what do I do to like focus in? Do I lift the bottom up to try to like even the playing field, or do I just
That's a good
like,
question. That's how it's gonna be, like majority of the
right,
time. And yeah, like it's annoying, like being like, oh damn, this guy only sells 5 grand a month, this guy only sells 10. Like honestly, dude, recruit better people, recruit more people. Always try to replace your
right,
person. That's all I've ever done. And like
100%?
just try to continue to bring in new talent, continue to bring in new killers. Because it's a lot harder, and like people talk about all the time, like it's a lot harder to get someone to sell like 5 grand a month to go up to like 20, 30, 40 grand than just find another killer that has the same vision as you that can start selling 30, 40 grand a month. So like, yeah, maybe there's a couple things that you can do to help them out, but at the end of the day, dude, if they want it, they're gonna sell more. You need to find more dogs that are ready to go to war with you. And then that'll raise volume.
Right,
Also, like me bringing Kyle in my business, you guys all know Kyle. Like, dude, he's a killer, but he also raised the standards for the rest of the people within my team. Now they all sell more. So that's why you need to bring in new guys, dude. Because if you bring in a brand new guy and he starts selling 30 grand a month, what do you think the people that sell 5, 10 grand a month are going to be? Who the fuck is this guy doing this? They're going to start selling more instantly. Always recruit more.
100%. Appreciate
That's
it.
the answer to everything, Bill. It's just bringing new blood in because on
Yeah.
our team, they used to think writing 50, 60K a month was cute till agents start doing it their first and second month.
Hmm.
Now those guys are like, shit, we're not nothing special. Like this guy just did his second month. I know for
Right,
sure that I know more than him. So it's like whenever you're thinking about helping others, just remember it's a two-way road and you can't help people that don't want to help themselves because people that are writing 5, 10K a month are not working and they're not helping themselves. You can't help them. You can't do the work for them. So it's just a mix of bringing in the right people, and over time, those people will wake up and get the ball rolling, But that's the thing about this business is you can't do anything for anybody. They have to want it
100%. Appreciate it, boys.
Yes, sir.
Ronnie, I got a question for you.
What's up, Colby?
So can you give us like a rundown on how important it is for new agents to be in the office and, people that want to build teams to be in the office, even if it costs office rent?
So shout out to the Indy office. I see all the boys in the back. Freaking animals down there. Let's go. So the biggest thing, guys, is like think about it this way. If you have Drew Smith, Colby Whitaker, you've got Blake Lawson, Sawyer Wetzel in the office with you guys, do you think it would be a lot easier learning from those guys, or would you think it would be a lot easier to learn in Zoom when you're looking at a wall the entire day? Like it's as simple as that. This business is simple. What did I do to get to the knowledge that I need now? I went to somebody that got there really quick. I went to Zach Tordowski, and what took him 3 and 4 years took me a year and change to implement. Why? Because I went to somebody that already knew how to do it and did it quick. So that's the thing. It's this business, it's a copycat business. All you need to do is get around the right people, find somebody that has the results and ask them what to do and then implement it. But if you're going to seclude yourself from the office and the people that know what they're doing so you could stay home and save office rent, like, dude, you're hurting yourself, actually. You're not helping yourself, you're hurting yourself. So that's how I look at it. It's like staying around the fire. Like, I could not picture not having to show up every day to an office with 150 people in it. Like, I would hate life if I was just at home every day and I wasn't around the guys. Like, imagine that world. Like, if you're in an office, like, dude, you have a superpower. If you're in an office every single day and you're around that type of energy, and you're around the 10K club every single week, where where you're surrounded with like-minded individuals that are hungry, that want to get to the next level, that want to see you do better than you want to do as well. So like having that environment is honestly, it's a game changer. And like I was saying this other day, like I love looking at the numbers. I love seeing where people are getting results. 80% of the people in the top 20 are in offices.
Ronnie, to
Appreciate
add on, sorry, to add on to what you said, say someone like myself, I work from home and I'm trying to get an office space here in Cleveland. What would you think I should do in my scenario? Like I've been trying to go to local library just to get that office space or go to a local college, or what would you do in my scenario?
So I would see how many guys I have, and then I would get something starter office. I would recommend 2 to 3,000, and then go from there. My first office was 2 to 3,000. Then we got another 10,000. Now we're looking for another 10,000. So the key in business is knowing how to move as you grow. So many people, they want to be cheap in the business. Like I've spent $150,000 on office furniture the last 5 months, and I'll go
Yeah.
bankrupt again to grow the business. I don't care. The business is a baby. You have to continue to feed it. You have to continue to feed the baby so it gets better. So the biggest key in business is start small, but know when to shift when change is necessary. Because if you don't,
You don't?
then you hit a jam in the office and you won't grow further than that.
So we
What's
got
up,
a
Tanner? I got a question. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was saying we got a group of five here in Cleveland, alhamdulillah, but like we're trying to look for an office out here, but at the same time, I just want to like working from home is so many distractions, like, being around family and all, and, I'm still live with my parents, but I just want to take that leap of faith, like how Tanner did, and not move out somewhere, stay here in my hometown, but at the same time, just build an office space here because we're getting a lot of recruits under us, you know. What would you
Yeah,
do in our scenario?
$2,000-3,000 a month. If you have 4 guys, that's $500 a month. The way that I started looking at everything, that it's a policy. Like think about it.
Mhm.
If you're afraid of $2,000, $3,000, it's 3 policies, like right, 3 extra policies a month, and it pays the rent. When you develop that mindset that it's just a policy, like money can buy anything because you can work, and it applies pressure to you, and now it makes you work even harder to pay that rent.
Yeah, I just had a quick question, Tanner. So, when you first started and you got into this business, I guess like your first 2 months, what did your schedule look like? And I guess if you were to like start all over again today, what are some things that you would focus on more, or I guess change or implement differently?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely wouldn't change my schedule. So I was in California. I was working 6 to 6, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is 9 to 9, Eastern. But like that was only on the phones. So like anything I had to do at night, as far as like any like admin work, any training calls, any recruiting, that did not count any of that from 6 to 6. So 12 hours a day actually like on the phones dialing. Nothing less. Like I held myself to that standard because I wanted to expedite time. I didn't want to wait long. I wanted to figure this shit out fast. So like 6 to 6, that's what I recommend everyone do. Like, hey, you live in Central Time, 8 to 8, only on the phones. Anyone that's coming at you with any questions, middle of the day, that's what you do. And then at night, so for me, I was always on the phone with someone every single night with someone that was making at least 50 grand a month. Like that's the only way that I'm ever going to learn from is if I'm on the phone and learning actively from someone that's doing it at the highest level. So every single night, I don't care if I sold five in a day or I sold nothing. I was always on the phone with someone that was making a lot more money than me every single night, either recapping my day. They'd be like, no, 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 dude, I need help. I need you to help me with this objection. I keep getting it 100 times. You need to help me. And like I would yell at them, but like, dude, if someone on my team started yelling at me, like, no, no, you have to help me, bro, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, this guy cares so much. Like, I want to invest time into that. That was me. That's what I was doing. So 6 to 6 on the phones, no questions asked. Every single night, always on the phone with someone that was making a shit ton of money. Recruiting at night. The one thing I would change is I would have documented my whole fucking journey from zero, from day one to now. Because my team, I would have 100 people if I would have done that. 100 people for sure, no doubt. I guarantee it. I'd have 100 people if I would have done that. Most people are like, I don't want to document. I don't want to get judged, this, that. Bullshit. You're going to take a lot of time to build a team then, bro. Like, you want to build or do you not? Like, that's the only thing that I would have changed is I would have documented my entire journey. But yeah, 12 hours a day, non-negotiable on the phones. Always be on the phone with someone at night that makes a fuck ton of money. And then whatever they tell you, you implement it. Don't question them. Do it. You're calling them for a reason. Just listen to them. Of
Appreciate it. That was solid. Thank you.
course.
Hey, Tanner, just to bounce off that, the last thing that you said was you started talking about documenting your journey, and kind of touch on why you post as much as you do. And if somebody wants to build in there, they know posting is the way to go. They know they need a post, but they're uncomfortable. They're scared. They care what people think. Because I know your mindset. Touch on that a little bit and why you post the way you do.
Yeah, well, first off, dude, same with me. That was me. I was terrified. I was scared. I was terrified. I was like, dude, I'm not doing that. There's no way I'm going to be posting. I don't even use Instagram. I would do like a yearly post. That's about it. So for anyone that's in that situation, that was me too. Right. And that's probably most people that they think that as well. But for me, what it's done for me in my life, I would be so selfish to not put it out there and tell every single person in the entire world about what I do. I would be so selfish because I know I'm not special. I know what I was like before I started. Dude, if I could do this, bro, if I could be in the position that I'm at, there's no way no one else can do it as well. That was my thought process. I wanted to put it out there. Second thing is I obviously wanted to build a business. I obviously wanted to build a team. And for me, I remember I was in Austin with Drew. I was like, dude, you know what's gonna be crazy, bro? You know what's gonna be crazy is when we start recruiting people we don't even know. Dude, that's gonna be insane. I'll never forget that conversation. But that's real. Imagine if you guys could recruit people that you don't know. What would happen to your business? So, okay, let's backtrack it. How am I gonna do that? How am I gonna start recruiting kids I don't know? Well, probably through social media. That's probably the easiest way. So if I knew that that's what I wanted to do and nothing ever will get in the way of my goals, do I need to post videos, bro? Dude, you know the amount of people that like hit me up and like was talking shit? Probably a lot more than most of you guys get. Dude, my high school soccer group chat was lighting me up. They were lighting me up. I was getting comments from everyone. Dude, I had all the excuses in the world to stop, but nothing was ever going to get in the way of my goals. So, dude, I was the same exact person that probably 99% of you are. But at the end of the day, dude, the only way to get the business out to people, and you need to have the mindset of, hey, instead of I want to make a lot of money, dude, it's, bro, if I can do it, anyone else can do it. You need to extend the opportunity. So if you have that mindset, dude, before I post a video, I'm like, so I'm going to help someone. $1,000 is coming. $1,000 is coming. I'm going to help someone change their life. And then I post it. Bro, if you just do that, like you guys are actually the selfish ones for not posting. Because you know how many people need what we have? Every fucking person in the world. So you guys are selfish, not me, because you don't post. That's my mindset.
The one thing that I'll leave you guys with is I want everybody to think about what I'm about to say. Tanner Mendelsohn would not be here if it wasn't for an Instagram post. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for an Instagram post. Drew Smith sitting right there in that office in front of you boys would not be here if it wasn't from going to my Instagram and sending in a request. And that goes back to all of us. Like, dude, it would be selfish. If you don't want to post, you wouldn't be here because none of us would be here had we not posted. So that's the way I look at it. And when I started looking at when I was afraid to post, like now when I look back at it, it's like anybody that's going to judge you is either broke or miserable. Why the heck do you care about what those guys have to say? You care about somebody that's broke? Like, holy shit, you don't want to talk about your business because you care about somebody that's broke? Like, dude, you have a problem. So like when I start thinking like that, now it's like, get your popcorn ready, mofos, because I'm going to melt your eyes. Like there's going to be 5 millionaires in the agency this year. I'm going to melt your eyes. We're going to continue posting and we're not going anywhere anytime freaking soon. 7, 8 offices halfway through the year. And you want to question that? You cannot question greatness, guys. We have the best business out there and it checks every single freaking box. It's a need-based product. It sells itself. It's never going away. The worse the economy gets, the more freaking money that we make. It's always going to be around. Like, dude, we have the best business ever. Talk about it, breathe it, live it, sleep it, eat it. This is the best freaking business. It doesn't get any better than this. All right, guys, we're out of here. We love you.